today we'll be starting from save file 1, which is the remains of my post-game file that is now non-existent. Hooray! I really didn't want to do another recording today, but I mean, it's like 11 o'clock right now, but I'm so depressed. I don't know what to do. I lost 10 plus hours worth of gameplay. So I figured I might as well move on. I don't believe I gave Yomu my rating on a scale of A, B, C, D, F, and of course S. I forgot about S. Yomu, of course, gets a B. Because she's not very useful, I hate to say. Alright, so, you know, Yomu thankfully can cut through this nice little ice boulder, allowing us to make our way through here and explore the rest of the level. Of course, the path that appears to go to the exit will obviously not. So I'm going to talk a little bit about grinding, because that's what I kind of want to do. So, for grinding, well, actually no, I believe Yomu explains it fairly nicely once we get up to the next floor or something. So I'll just leave it in Yomu's hands. I think she'll explain it just fine. Okay, stairs let us upwards. More enemies. Okay, we're still going after Cherno. Okay, so we find something on the ground, and she's just like messing with it. And it's a relay point, meaning now instead of going in from floor 1, we can go straight from the human village over here. Let's pick up a little Cherno on the ground who lost to that FOE over there, which the game is now politely pointing out. It's level 9, which means we should be around level 9 when we want to fight it. In order to do the crafting and get Nitori, spoiler alert, she's our first S+ unit that we'll be getting. She is S+ for a very good reason. We'll explain that when we get back. But until then, oh, okay. All talking with Yomu. They seem to react really to sound of swords, so if Yomu clanks her blades, they'll have monsters come towards us. So you just have to hit the M key. So, I'm going to show off skill reset. So, notice how I used 5 points. Boom, now I have 6 again. I can just reset my points as much as I want. So all that stuff that I used for fighting, I can now, 6 on there, 7. Okay. I can now move it over to a grinding set of skills. Hands-on experience for the frontliners. And then motivate heart for the backliners. Alright. So what do you say we try out that new skill? This is pretty much the invaluable way of grinding. You'll get better ways to grind later, but for now, well, I mean, you're always going to want to use M. However, when I say better ways to grind, I mean that you'll have better ways to kill enemies. However, the best way to just beat enemies for now, have Momoji just use her AoE. That should wipe them out fairly cleanly. I recommend going straight down those stairs for the grind. Momoji doesn't have speed up. It's because you can get an item called Great Tree's Leaf. You notice that I think we needed one to repair the broken umbrella. But that was taken away from us, obviously. We went speed on Chono. So we need to get more. We'll be needing them more for a very obvious reason. To be getting a unit that is also very good. Okay, just need to make sure not to save over file 2, because that's my farthest one. I still haven't beaten the final boss on that file, but it's close enough. Actually, how many Great Trees Leaf do we have? Special items. That's not special item. Material. We have 1. Actually, let's head over there right now. Okay, we can't see it. But I do remember it being over here-ish. Aha. Here it is. We found some weird-looking plant. That hat seems familiar. Minariko. Yep. Minariko is here somewhere. We need 3 Great Trees Leaves. Of course, we don't have them, so walking over that will only trigger a cutscene. Of course, no enemies on this floor actually drop it, which is why we need to go back. But we might as well walk back, because I like doing things the hard way. And also, I get to point out that we have 2 boss fights that are level 8. I mentioned the FOE is level 9. Also, the encounter rate resets back to 0 once going down the stairs. I believe the Forest Fairies are... Oops, that's not what I wanted. I believe the Forest Fairies are the ones that drop the Great Trees Leaf. So actually, when looking at skills, you might want the shopkeeper's skill, whatever, on Rinin Suke, whatever, I don't remember his name, who cares, no one likes him. Sorry to anyone who likes him, that you have to like someone so terrible. Anyways, sorry. Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna be trying to get some Great Trees Leaves, so we can get Minariko. Though, I think we kinda are passing up a little tiny fairy in the room, Cherno. So let's talk about Cherno while we're sitting here grinding. Cherno is solely based on the idea of slowing. She has 1 paralyze, which I guess is supposed to be like a replacement of the fact that this game doesn't have a freeze effect. But it's not the best paralyze. So, obviously, you're only really going to be using her for speed downs. She does have a great ability that can lower the speed of the enemy just by her taking a turn. She doesn't actually have to land any attacks or anything. There are other abilities like this. I don't believe it's a debuff either. I believe it's lowering base speed, which is incredibly nice. But sadly, it's still not enough to make her useful. She's still F tier. All her stats are absolutely terrible. None of her moves deal any damage unless you build her incredibly heavy into damage. Her best stat is attack, but she doesn't have any physical moves. Way to go on that one. Okay, we might as well show off the rest mechanic. Now that Marissa's low on MP, we can get 1 more battle before going back to base instead of having to go back to base. Oh. And when we go back to base, I want to do something real quick. First, check out what this achievement is. We get a training manual, which of course I'm not going to use, like always. For being 100 battle points. We'll talk about battle points as I skill reset all my backliners who are not getting use out of any out of the motivated heart, because that requires 12 party members to do anything, I believe. Not in front line, not a party of 12. Okay. Item drop rate. Yes. Money drop rate. We want item drop rate. We want those big trees loose. Yeah, nothing really else going on here. yeah. Increases defense in mind. Yeah, but you're not a tank. Actually uses attack and magic, so it's not bad. But it still doesn't deal enough damage. Okay, now I can level Chono to level 6. In case you haven't noticed, Chono is by far our fastest level upper. She will remain that until we get the only person that levels up faster than her, as far as I know. BP, right. So whenever you do a fight, you gain a certain amount of BP. I think it's based on the number of enemies. I think it's 1 for every enemy that you fight. So it doesn't really do much except for give you achievements, and certain events will require you to have certain BP on certain characters. These are needed to gain certain quests. For example, a certain member of a certain mansion that was left behind from the other mansion's residents going out and having a festivity of some sorts that we may or may not know about already. Yeah, you need to have all the other members of that mansion have 300, quite a bit, of BP in order to fight the final member. Of course, even if you get to that point and have not used them like I did, by the time you actually grind up to 300 BP, you probably still won't even be at the recommended level for that fight, due to the fact that even as high as that fight is in terms of floors, by the time you get to that floor, you'll still be nowhere near the right level. In fact, I think the boss, the big boss of that floor is level 50, while the character that I'm talking about has a fight that is advised to be level 72 at. Oh, I remember, it's not the stupid fairies, it's the nuts that give me it's the nuts that give me the leaves. So if you find that your battle doesn't have what you want, you can always escape. It's not very efficient, you don't get the EXP, so I don't like doing it, but you can. It's just a thing you can't do. Of course, Marissa's now hitting very hard, as we did give her the plus 36 magic boost. And she just naturally hits decently hard. She is not the hardest hitting magic dealer in the game. In fact, she is one of the weakest. Just a fact. Which is why I rated her so lowly. What was my final grade? She gets a D, by the way, or an F. I don't really know. I don't really care. She's terrible. Can't even one-shot forest fairies at this point. Yeah, I really, like, honestly, Momoji's our highest damage dealer. And Momoji's tanky as well, so that's saying something when the tank is outshining you. So, yeah, we don't have very many Great Tree's leaves. We still only have the one. And I've been going at this for quite a while. So after we go back, one more time. Okay, we got one more nut. Nothing. I'm gonna go check that out. Yeah, I'll show off a new feature that we haven't shown off. Ooh, 2 nuts. That means twice the chance. And still nothing. Come on, we have upgraded drop chance and everything. I'm just trying to make this as fast as possible so you guys watching don't have to wait through all this stuff. Excuse me, I'm hitting in. There we go. Okay, I'll probably grind for the stupid leaf off camera. Ooh, this is gonna be alright. Momoji's defense is kinda high right now, I forgot. We don't care about any sort of damage that these guys are putting out. Right. So let's go back. Ooh, we get another achievement? I think it is for battles. Right? 10 battles or something. Not 10 battles. What is it? Escape 20 battles. Okay. So as you can see here, we're looking for Great Tree's leaf. Oh, okay. So it's a 3 on this guy. It's a 2.5 on this guy. And a 3.2 on these. Okay, so the fairies can drop it. 2.4 on these guys. We didn't get the hard to melt ice or the super hard rye bread. We did get the scarlet light though. Alright. So, I figure I might as well not end off this video early, and I don't want to grind anymore. And while I don't want Minariko to fall really far behind in levels, I honestly don't want to spend the time to go grind her. So we're going to try and make our way over to an area that I know exists. The question is how to get there. I don't think I'm going the right way. Oh, ghosties. Okay. Yeah, let's not fight them. Let's try and make our way over towards this event. Oh, Momoji senses Aya. Yeah, they're just having their friendly banter. And she runs off once more. Alright, nothing new there. Just Aya being the fastest and running away from everything. Sand at speed. Alright, so ghosties, yes, they resist. They resist Mystic. Thankfully they don't have much defense even though they have high mind. Okay, there's a level 6 boss fight. We could take that on. Possibly. Probably not. Okay, a thin metal rod. Yep. Mosquito's scrap of iron. That we don't mess with till way later on. Some people might understand what it is. A thin metal rod. And it's a scrap of iron that we have to hold on to, maybe to give to someone. Of course, it's only a piece. There might be like 2 or 3 of them. Who knows? But anyways, what we wanted to make our way over to was this over here. If we can actually get over there. I don't know if we can. I don't know. Oh no. We might not. Okay, no we can. I think. Does this lead over here? Yes, probably. No, it doesn't. Dadgummit. We'll have to walk around. I totally wanted to get over there. We have 13 TP on okay. We have 13 TP on Momoji, 13 on Kaine. We're gonna have to rely on her. So I think we're just gonna like run from battles from here. Gosh, it feels really bad not having Diva or Rumia to just ignore battles. There they go. Form change. Not run, just like avoid being in battles whatsoever. Chono's fast and we put points into her speed, so let's see what we can do. Okay. I'm just hoping that one of these paths lead over to this relay point. Okay, there we go. Chono is definitely fast enough. Yeah, okay. That level 8 is line. That's like a level 9 or 10. We could try it on level, try and do the challenge level, but it's not a fun experience. I tried it. But who knows? We beat Yomu pretty easily. Maybe it's due to the fact that we had strategy, you know, and I did it my first run through. Let's do the perfect freeze. Try and get some paralyzers or something. Or we don't. Let's see what Dark does. Ooh, it's super effective, but not really going to do anything. Have I already mentioned? I feel like I haven't mentioned this. Depending on what move you use, resets the action bar a certain amount. So, that's called delay. Certain moves have certain delays. Okay, that was weak to cold, thankfully. So like, using Expelli's cannon, obviously gives you more delay than like a normal attack. So, yeah. That's one way that you can have different delays and, like, yeah, I'm stuttering. Alright, okay, time to say it like it is. When you use moves, sometimes they take longer to recover from than others, so if I were to use, say, okay, this Master Spark. Master Spark resets it to 0. I forgot Master Spark is a thing. So that means you have to wait a very long time after using Master Spark to do another move, and you're probably rather just going to switch out. Yeah, so once you use Master Spark, it just takes a while. And so other moves are like that, where they have really long delays, and that's a way of balancing powerful moves. As we'll see once we beat the FOE on floor 2 to get crafting, craft some stuff, and get Nitoru, who has, in terms of moves, the best. Like, flat out, no contest, the best moves. Well, the best move. Anyways, I think we've been at this quite a while. We've explored quite a bit of this area, so let's just grab this item real quick. We'll explore more next time. Let's go all mind. Doesn't matter that all these people are physical attackers. Who cares? Right. Let's leave dungeon. We get another achievement. Achievement number 1. That's the manga meat that we need. So that's 2 that we have. Win 50 battles. Let's see, is there another manga meat? No, some person will come. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. When you get something really OP, you get a really OP, partner, a character to use. What I mean by really OP is, like, not really OP, but, like, early game, she's great. Anyways, oh. Oh, yeah. Talking about how to use material, we need to get the rugged horn from the FOE. Alright. Aha. Alright, time to get Rumia. Yeah, that's the last thing we'll do, I promise. Anyways, that means we're gonna take the manga meat off Momoji. But it'll be worth it, like, more than worth it. So next time, I'll just do the intro early. Next time we'll be getting Minariko once everyone's level like 45, because I spent that long grinding to try and get these 3 leaves. Yeah, we'll be getting Minariko and then moving on and fighting some of the bosses. That should be 3 manga meats. And yay, Rumia. Okay, actually to talk about Rumia, right here. I'm just gonna skip her dialogue, sorry if you wanted to read that. But Rumia is S rank. By far, like, easily S rank. I did not use her up until the one time that she's really good in a boss fight. And let's just say that's the easiest boss fight in the game because Rumia completely obliterates it. Going from there on out, Rumia is just literally like a force of nature. Anything that gets in her way is utterly destroyed. Nitori's like that kind of too. We'll talk more about Nitori later. But, piercing attack. Pierces through part of the enemy's defense. Literally worthless. You know why? Dark Side of the Moon ignores all enemy mind, meaning the enemy's defense is completely null and void. Does the enemy have 100 million mind and can double it by 100%? Yeah, there's a boss that does that. You know what? Rumia doesn't care. Rumia still just like 2-shots them, despite the fact that they would be the hardest boss in the game otherwise. This It recovers HP and reduces debuffs. Not bad. Note the heal is increased by your magic stat. Go full magic, you do a lot of damage, you heal the entire party up to full. If you need a mystic attack, don't use Marissa. Use Rumia for single target stuff. In terms of mystic. If you want darks, multi-target, use Rumia as well. Reduces encounter rates. Really great for just exploring. Damage against humanoid enemies increases. Not too useful. Dark damage is reduced. You are playing the good guys in a game full of bad guys. Bad guys normally use, I don't know, dark attacks? Yeah, this is incredibly useful at like all times throughout the game. Well, okay, that's an exaggeration. There's a number of incredibly good times this is good. In fact, there's a whole 3 floors in which you'll just be wanting to use Rumia for this one purpose. And like 4 different bosses that you want Rumia solely for this ability. If Rumia is with Wriggle, Cherno, or Mystia, gets more stats. I mean, we can put points in that because we already have Cherno. We'll be getting Wriggle much later, and yeah. In order to get Mystia, Mystia's great later on. She has her moments. She's like Momoji, except for she doesn't come early enough to be as useful as Momoji. But yeah, we'll get them later on. So that's still useful. Wriggle gets her moments later on as well, so you'll have some synergy with that. Cherno's completely useless, so sadly no Team 9 synergy with her. But yeah, Rumia, stupidly good. In fact, goodbye. I'll be taking those and that. Rumia, you are now number 1. Go nuke everything to death. Like the OP, incredibly OP special attack you are. In fact, Rumia is my highest rated mage in the game. Anyways, I've ranted on way too long. Next time, it'll probably be a while. I have to grind for those stupid leaves. I need to get back the 10 plus hours that I lost by accidentally saving over my main file without updating my backup for 10 hours. And then I'll get back to actually playing the game and recording it, hopefully. So until that time, see ya.